The sausage has lots of friends, at least that's what she thinks. She hangs out with many people. But Ivory Mergus, how many of them are there when you need help? Do they really care about you? If you're absent, will they? Even just to be disturbed, or will they pause for 5 seconds before going back to their activities? Subtitles made by the Yamato community. The Hunter. The Hunter has few friends. But each of his friends is a friend in white gold, 56 solid carats, efficiency 4. As soon as he has a problem, he can count on his brothers, and his brothers can count on him too. When I was in college, and even a bit during my high school, I had no friends. That's it, it's as simple as that. I didn't have any. Let's say I always had 1, 2, maybe 3 sometimes, but they were never friends who hung out. A lot with me were friends, I was not their main friends, meaning they had their group, and me I was buddy with, and we saw each other sometimes. Apart from my own group, main components of about myself then, I must say that honestly I had quite a hard time with it. This period of solitude in reality, in the sense that I remember, it happened several times, but I remember that time in 9th grade where my whole class was invited to a party at a girl's house, and literally the whole class was there except me. Meaning there were some nerds, some kind of weird autistics in the mix, but even they were invited, but not me, just to tell you how excluded I was. I was a bit the same in 2nd grade, less hardcore, and a bit in the 1st year, but when in the 1st year I started to develop, to work on my social skills, to read stuff like how to make friends, even to do a Bandicoot's path on YouTube. So a big necklace that was somewhat popular in high school, you know? People started talking to me more, they became more interested in me, and there I was getting invited to my first high school parties. But otherwise before trash, well, in short, I didn't go to parties, high school, college, and yet I was a good person, objectively nice, I wasn't mean, bad, or manipulative, and I always had a question. The question I was asking myself at that time was, why did toxic people, the lame people, why were they the ones with more friends than me who was a company? Good person, I had no one, you see what I mean, like even you notice it. Like this guy is always bad-mouthing others. As soon as you hang out with him, he is there to mock, to laugh, to make fun of someone who speaks behind the back and who's not necessarily, it's not necessarily a great person, who's a bit in the degenerate lifestyle, party, alcohol, all that. And him constantly, you still see him on Instagram, invited to parties, always going out. So in fact, he is always with people. Why does he have so many friends, this guy, and not you? Because yes, you don't go out, you're upset, you're dead, you also want to go out. Chat with people, but no, we're not talking to you. It's a question that is legitimate, in my opinion, today. I have very few friends, I have a very close circle that I trust a lot. Hard to get in. It's a circle that carried me. We've been aspects of my life. It is so close. I tell you there in last March. It was my birthday. I think I had just hit the 10,000 subscribers on my channel, so I was happy that day, and I got 3 birthday wishes. Really 3 messages, one of them late, like 2 days later, like I only received it when... And honestly, I don't care. Like, it's not a big deal. I don't care. Even I don't pay attention to that. I'm not there saying, oh, you missed your birthday. I don't give a damn. But it's just to tell you that you realize how close my close circle is. 3 messages, 1 late, really. I have few friends. So you see, I have quite a few friends. I have a life that is very cool though. I would say that my level of happiness, let's set a goal, is over 99%. 9.9% of the population, but it's easy. So you see this, and I have a question for you. Do you really need more friends? Go ahead, ask yourself the question, answer. Do you really need more friends, you think? It's true that if you follow this channel, you're a bit like me. You like deep discussions, not the big parties, more the stuff where you're with your friends, where you say to yourself, where you chat, where you talk about plans that you have, projects, a bit of personal development, books, podcasts, that kind of stuff, a bit of tools. That's what you really like. Your thing is not trash talk or anything, talking behind people's backs, because yes, the truth is, if you stay with few people, you really save yourself a lot. A lot of toxic people. I don't like that term, but you understood what it is. Toxic people are generally all those who drag themselves down and don't like when someone makes progress. Your backs, yeah. Who makes all these bad habits that we don't do? And the truth is, it's about social relationships. The more friends you have, the more certain it is that there are toxic people in your group of friends, because they really are everywhere. But that's it. We operate in extended circles of friends. You've already heard me. I've said this multiple times on this channel, but what it generally means is that for every new person you bring into your circle, you're not just adding one person, you're adding a relationship. Plus a bunch of other potential people who can easily join in fact. But well, I'm telling you all this and you still want to invite to parties. You still want to do all these crazy things. Degenerate. Because here's the thing, you are out and you've never done it, or you're at college and you've never done it, but well, I think you're counting. I understand it's not good, so how not to be annoyed? How to appreciate the fact that you feel alone, or that you were born with 2 or 3 autistic people who don't throw parties, who don't do these things. So first thing you can do is, what it means is that the lifestyle of parties, alcohol, all that, people who are into that, they don't really have that much of fun of jealous. I don't know how this finish. Anyway, it's not the same fun as you, the fun is drinking, smoking, dancing, shukr. Maybe picking up chicks and all that. And yes, okay, it's fun. Like, the part of picking up chicks is fun, but already, honestly, I find other things more fun. It's not that incredible. From Peugeot, some chicks, but mostly drinking. Smoking, dancing, that for sure I find not fun, and I think that you also find it not fun. Because for you, the fun is an autistic fun. It's, I don't know, watching the ONLV on YouTube. That's fun for you. The Hunter, the Sausage, Pew Pew. Maybe listening to podcasts, maybe reading books. Maybe subscribe to my email list. The link is in the description. I remember very well when I was in Paris about a year ago, and I was doing the big parties, the YouTuber parties. Influencer evenings, a bit of everything in in large Housemanian apartments with quirky alcohol, girls, all that kind of stuff. Honestly, the party was lame. Well, I think the party was lame. We can say, wow, there are influencers, things, gadgets, it's a crazy stuff and all. There's a lot of people we don't do. There's a lot going on. There are girls and everything. It's great. Actually, it's not amazing. Like, I remember at these parties, what I was doing was just feeling awkward and not knowing what to do or where to go. I was going in circles, that I was chatting with people. I would go see someone else. I would chat, but it wasn't great. I was just embarrassed. At some point, I sat on the couch with a guy. We chatted quickly. I took my phone. I was filming, like, yeah, evenings and all that stuff. And it wasn't great, actually, the parties. I'm gonna say something. It's just hot, you know. You weren't on the networks if you watch my videos. But let's say at the time when you were there, you remember very well when you saw people posting party stuff on their stories. Well, buddy, I'm gonna tell you something. The goal was to make stories. You were salty, you were there, you were all alone, but their goal was actually for you to be salty. All this delirium of taking snaps, of making stories, it's just them seeking validation, saying, look, I was at this place when you weren't, I have a more fun life, I do things, I have social connections, and generally, everything you post on social media is for me. That you have social gain, that your life is better and all, I don't hide it, I do that too. In fact, it's my business, of course, I show off on Insta, of course, I talk about my life, but the thing is, so I don't know if I find this reason not to have cognitive dissonance, but the difference with me is that I try to sell between the hands. Something, a lifestyle I truly believe in. I know what I'm saying is really good for once and it really improved your life. However, I remember when I was doing some snap from the party was different. I knew deep inside me that parties weren't good, that I'd be better off doing push-ups, I'd be better off making videos for Trash Bandicoot rather than going to that. And yes, honestly, it's a bit of fun. I mean, even for me, who's autistic, there are really some fun bits. It's not much to start with. And honestly, there's much better. As I say, I find it really fun. A podcast with Yomi Denzel and Usama Amal. For 2 hours, I prefer to watch this rather than being at a party for 2 hours for real. So this was the point about the party, but I also wanted to talk about the rumors. Damn, I'm doing good. In this video, why I'm so thirsty? Because it's hot as hell. Sweet. We are better like this. Too weird, my god. Because it's very common in such an environment to just speak ill of people, to say such a person does this, to say such a person does that, to belittle people, to not be happy when mate succeeds because you'd rather he didn't succeed, you'd prefer to fail with him, to mock people who try a bit to be. Maybe if someone's a bit out of the norm, tries to improve, does some weird stuff, you kind of want to pull them down, you know, like a crab, and maybe you're done with that part of your life. Now you're into characters, now you enjoy it. More trash talk than people gossiping. This arc of your life is over, now you're no longer... I'm going to tell you something, not the normal people, not the people who aren't subscribers to Loann LV. In real life, in the real world, people trash talk all. Everyone talks behind people's backs, and I'm telling you, sometimes even my parents do that. Or friends who see and I talk to them, I tell them, but why do you stay? If you don't like them anyway, it's nonsense, but that's the real world with real people. It's this thing yesterday, I was with my girlfriend and we were walking in Strasbourg near the cathedral, and there was a place near the cathedral where we can take a picture of our eye to display it, and I was like, wow, this is really a golem on delirium and all, but for fun, you see? And she said something like, if it makes you happy, to people for why, I think it's a lot, it's not a big deal. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. That's true, I shouldn't be rude. You see, you dream up something like that. In fact, the truth is, speaking badly, talking behind one's back, it feels good, actually. It's an addiction, and I really mean it. It's nice, but it's not good, and it's not at all personal effect to do that. Similarly, if you follow a bit chain, one should distance oneself from people who do this so that you no longer do it. If everything is not trash talk, you're gonna trash talk too. You're also gonna be a little less of a good person, but it's like everything. If you smoke, I'm gonna distance myself from you. If you drink too much alcohol, I'm gonna distance myself from you. If you're toxic, I'll also distance myself from you, and that's why toxic people, naked people, have a lot of friends, because the majority of people are addicted to rumors. Yes, it's better to fail with many than to fail alone. To think that this guy is worse, we kind of want to put this guy down, we want to belittle him, and I know it's enjoyable, so I understand why we do that, but just because it's understandable doesn't mean you should stay with people like that. There are mates who do this, who like to put you down, who feel good when you're down, and who like to spread rumors because they know it will hurt you, and I know I have it. Well, yeah, okay, one can understand, but it's not a good reason to stay with. As you know, I have few friends, I have a really close circle, but I admit that I still see people who are a bit further from the circle, but that's to say, rather individually, let's say, but with them, I just think I don't want to have pleasant moments. That is when the opportunity arises, and there is a possibility to see them, and such. Yes, there you go, I don't think I'm becoming friends with the whole world. I have few mates, and that's enough for me, because it's very hard, it's very long to build beautiful relationships, beautiful friendships. It's like with love, actually. Friendship is sensitive. I already built it with 3 guys. I think that's plenty for me, and compared to most people, I have a lot more solid, big relationships that for the majority of people, actually, they have none real. Solid friendship relationships. No, sincere friendship is a real thing. It's a friend who will fight, who will die for you, who will oppose people for you, who will always stay on your side. You are going to make sacrifices to stay on your side, my 3 buddies. That's all it is. The most telling example, let's say, is still Alien. Alien is really the guy I can call at 2 o'clock in the morning. He is sleeping. I tell him that I need help or there's something. The guy comes 30 minutes later. The guy is at my place, and I know it can be may sound like an exaggeration or a joke, but it's happened several times. In fact, it's happened a lot. Actually, there would be no chain if there wasn't Loann, simply put. And dude, I'm gonna tell you something. It's perfect. What do I need more in reality? I have good relationships. I'm still going. People, sometimes I walk down the street and people have subscribed to this channel and recognize me. Or at the gym outright, as soon as I'm at the gym, there's at least one person who recognizes me, who tells me, yeah, your videos are cool and all, and it makes me really happy. Don't think that I don't have social ties. I really have a lot of social link, and I have intense ones. Because when you have real friends, when you have real relationships, you don't want to leave about them. You don't feel like trash talking them. You just don't want to spread in rumors, and when they succeed, you feel really good. Like literally when one of my 3 mates, your main successes, to something good happening to him. I'm happy when Killian makes the trending top 10. With his new video, there's a part of me saying I'd like the same thing, but there's no part of me saying I'd wish he was a level lower in the trends. No, there's no moment like that. And it's beautiful recently. I was the one calling. My best mate Francois. I basically told him my life, the last few weeks I was going through. There were ups, there were downs, and basically it ended very, very well. I basically told him a bit of a story, a beautiful success story that happened to me. And there he was happy for me. He hung up and literally he sent me a message like 2 hours later. Yeah, man, I went for a run and everything, and I was so happy for you that I cried while I was running. That's wonderful. You're the best, strong. I love you, strong and all. And it's not a joke. Wait, I'm gonna show you the message. I don't know if you can see on the video. And that, my dude, that is built. So basically, of course, you need to choose your friends well, but also everything else, as I told you, we are the average of the 5 people we make the more. So improve, work on your mental health, work on your time. On your projects, become a better person. You can join my Discord. There are plenty of assets there for you, and you'll see, you'll never be sad when friends improve. On the contrary, this are to you. You'll be happy for them. I recommend this video. They are not friends though. It could really speak to you if you're in this case. Subscribe to this channel. It's win-win for you. As for me, I give you kisses.